Understood.
All right. Well, you think they'd be able to do that in 2 weeks' time? Or is it going to take longer? I mean, obviously there are things you can't know, like answer the phone, how cooperative you're going to be, or anything else. But here's what I'll do. We won't quite go through weeks. I'll send it to you.
Speak, Your Honor.
And I'll send it. All right. As tomorrow.
Your Honor, I spoke with the prosecutor about how to address bond in the situation. Before my client was incarcerated last week, he had been on home confinement. Speaking with the prosecutor's office, they would agree that home confinement would be appropriate for my client. However, we'd be asking for a scram tether rather than the sober link. As what brought us here for the bond violations is my client, in part, saying that he was testing inaccurately. He thought he was supposed to be doing one way, it was supposed to be another way. Let's take that out of the equation. Let's put him on a scram tether so we'll know right away whether there's a violation.
Take his lie out of the equation. Yeah, you already.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
So we'd ask that he be back on the scram, well, go onto the scram tether rather than sober link. And if the court is willing to place him back on home confinement, prior to the last PCC, I submitted a proposed amended bond order. My client has a new apartment that he had just rented. We asked that home confinement be at the new apartment, along with the other conditions that we had, that he be allowed to leave the residence for work, medical appointments, court hearing, limited exceptions. And I guess the last thing I would mention, that he still has his job at Los Amigos. He said he was making close to $6,000 a month working there, but because of the situation that he placed himself into, he still has a job available. It is with reduced hours. So he can still make roughly $2,000 a month. But the job is still there.
Here's what I'll do. Well, on his bond violation, I'll sentence him to 7 days credit for 7 days that he's seen. And then I will reinstate his previous bond with home confinement and a scram tether. Both of those must be fitted prior to the release.
And that's at the new address, Your Honor?
Yes, they will get an address from him.